During the era of the patriarchs, the land of Canaan was a mosaic of tribal alliances, nomadic life, and divine promises. Jacob, chosen by God to carry forward the covenant made with Abraham and Isaac, was destined to father a nation that would bless the world. Yet his journey was fraught with trials, from deceiving his brother Esau to wrestling with God at the Jabbok River. Renamed Israel, Jacob's life symbolized struggle and redemption. Jacob had 12 sons through his 2 wives, Leah and Rachel, and their maidservants, Zilpah and Bilhah. Each son would later become the patriarch of one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Leah bore 6 sons, including Reuben, Judah, and Levi, while Rachel, Jacob's beloved, gave birth to Joseph and Benjamin. Zilpah and Bilhah bore 4 more sons during the sisters' rivalry. This family dynamic, filled with jealousy and favoritism, especially Jacob's love for Joseph, shaped the unfolding narrative of the tribes. Despite their flaws, these sons became the foundation of Israel's 12 tribes. From Judah's royal lineage to Joseph's rise in Egypt, their stories reflect God's ability to work through imperfection to fulfill his promises, ultimately leading to the Messiah. Jacob's life and his son's legacy remind us of the enduring power of divine providence amidst human frailty. Join us as we explore the lives of these 12 men, each with their own unique story filled with triumphs, failures, and lessons. Their lives reveal timeless truths about human nature, family bonds, and how God can work through even the most flawed individuals to fulfill his divine plan. During the ancient times of the patriarchs, the land of Canaan was a tapestry of tribal alliances, grazing lands, and familial bonds interwoven with divine promises. Jacob, later named Israel, was a man chosen by God to carry forward the covenant made with his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac. This promise included a great nation and blessings for all the earth. However, Jacob's life was far from straightforward. He faced trials, wrestled with God, and navigated complex family dynamics. Central to his story are his 12 sons, born from 4 women, his wives Leah and Rachel, and their maidservants Zilpah and Bilhah. These 12 men would form the foundation of the 12 tribes of Israel, shaping the destiny of an entire nation. In the ancient land of Canaan, amidst a backdrop of nomadic tribes and divine promises, Jacob, later called Israel, carried the weight of a covenant passed down from his grandfather Abraham and father Isaac. This covenant promised descendants as numerous as the stars, a land of inheritance and a blessing to all nations. Jacob's journey to fulfilling this destiny was turbulent, marked by struggles with men, God, and his own family. His 12 sons, born from his 2 wives Leah and Rachel, and their maidservants Zilpah and Bilhah, were central to his story. These sons, despite their flaws and complexities, became the patriarchs of the 12 tribes of Israel, forming the foundation of an entire nation. Reuben, Leah's first son, was Jacob's firstborn, a position that came with immense responsibility and privilege. But Reuben's impulsive nature led to his downfall. In a moment of poor judgment, he slept with Bilhah, his father's concubine. This act deeply angered Jacob, and Reuben forfeited the birthright that should have been his. Despite this, Reuben showed glimpses of leadership, particularly when he tried to save Joseph from being killed by his brothers. His story is a cautionary tale about how even those with great potential can lose their way through poor decisions. Second Simeon and third Levi, the brothers driven by revenge. Simeon and Levi, Leah's second and third sons, were bound by their fierce loyalty to family and an uncontrollable temper. When their sister Dinah was assaulted by a Canaanite prince named Shechem, they sought revenge. Pretending to agree to a marriage alliance, they attacked Shechem's city after convincing the men to circumcise themselves. The massacre brought disgrace to Jacob's household, and their violent actions had long-lasting consequences. Their father's blessing later scattered their tribes among the others, showing how unchecked anger can lead to ruin. Fourth, Judah, the leader who redeemed himself. Judah, Leah's fourth son, played a critical role in the family's story. Initially, Judah was the one who suggested selling Joseph into slavery. Later, his personal failures, including the scandal with Tamar, revealed his flawed character. But Judah grew over time, eventually taking responsibility for his actions. When Joseph, as the ruler of Egypt, tested his brothers, Judah stepped forward to offer himself as a slave in Benjamin's place. His growth earned him a special blessing from Jacob, the promise that kings, including David and ultimately the Messiah, would come from his lineage. Fifth, Dan, the judge with a mixed legacy. Dan, Bilhah's first son, was named for judgment, and his descendants lived up to this name. The tribe of Dan produced leaders and warriors, most notably Samson, whose strength and battles against the Philistines made him a legendary figure. However, Dan's legacy is also marked by idolatry, as his tribe turned away from God and introduced pagan practices. Dan's story highlights how great potential can be wasted when people stray from their purpose. Sixth, Naphtali, the free-spirited messenger. Naphtali, Bilhah's second son, was described by Jacob as a free deer who speaks beautiful words. This imagery reflected his tribe's agility and eloquence. Naphtali's descendants were instrumental in key battles, such as helping Deborah and Barak achieve victory over Sisera. Though not as prominent as some of his brothers, Naphtali's contributions to Israel's history were significant and enduring. 7. Gad, the fighter who defended the land. Gad, Zilpah's first son, was destined to be a warrior. His name means troop, and Jacob's blessing foresaw a life of battles and victories. The tribe of Gad settled on the eastern side of the Jordan River, where they defended Israel's borders. Known for their courage and strength, the Gadites were a crucial part of Israel's military might, embodying resilience and readiness. 8. Asher, the provider of plenty. Asher, Zilpah's second son, was associated with abundance and prosperity. Jacob blessed Asher, saying his descendants would enjoy rich food and provide delicacies fit for kings. The tribe of Asher settled in a fertile region near the Mediterranean coast, becoming known for their wealth and generosity. Asher's story reminds us of the blessings of abundance and the importance of sharing those blessings with others. 9. Issachar, the hard-working servant. Issachar, Leah's fifth son, was described as a strong donkey, symbolizing his tribe's hard-working nature. Issachar's descendants were farmers and laborers, known for their wisdom and understanding of the times. Though they carried the burdens of others, their contributions to Israel's stability were invaluable. Issachar's story highlights the importance of diligence and dependability. 10th, Zebulun, the seafaring merchant. Zebulun, Leah's sixth son, was blessed to dwell by the sea and become a haven for ships. His tribe embraced trade and commerce, living in a region that connected inland areas to the Mediterranean. Zebulun's role as a merchant tribe brought prosperity to Israel and strengthened alliances. His story emphasizes the value of enterprise and resourcefulness. 11. Joseph, the dreamer who became a savior. Joseph, Rachel's first son, was Jacob's favorite, symbolized by the coat of many colors. His brothers hated him for his dreams of ruling over them, leading them to sell him into slavery. In Egypt, Joseph endured betrayal and imprisonment, but rose to power through his ability to interpret dreams. When famine struck, Joseph saved countless lives, including his family's. His forgiveness of his brothers demonstrated grace and maturity, making him a key figure in Israel's history. 12th, Benjamin, The youngest and most cherished Benjamin, Rachel's youngest son, was born as his mother died in childbirth. He was Jacob's most beloved after Joseph's presumed death, and Jacob fiercely protected him. Despite his youth, Benjamin's descendants became known as fearless warriors. The tribe of Benjamin produced leaders like King Saul and the Apostle Paul. Benjamin's story shows how even the youngest and seemingly smallest can play a big role in God's plan. Conclusion: the legacy of Jacob's sons. The 12 sons of Jacob were a diverse group with unique personalities, strengths, and flaws. Some made terrible mistakes, while others rose to greatness. Together, they laid the foundation for the 12 tribes of Israel. Their stories remind us that no one is perfect, but growth, redemption, and the fulfillment of a greater purpose are always possible.